Touchdown confirmed. Begin first survey.
Primary feed is stable.
Too stable.
It's too coordinated.
It's a biosystem. Keep moving.
That angle isn't mine. Run it again.
This isn't static.
Then what is it?
A pattern.
The most terrifying thing was never the silence. It was the fact that it was listening back.
Set visual perimeter. Begin terrain observation. Tower 1, online. Horizon lock incoming. Primary feed is stable.
Channels linked.
Sector the clearing. I want clean lines.
If we can see it clearly, we can understand it.
Record everything.
Everything isn't always passive.
Perimeter holds. Good. Keep the lines readable.
It feels aware before it feels hostile.
We've got coverage.
Yeah.
Coverage isn't the same as clarity.
No blind angles, no surprises.
Exactly. Exactly.
If we can see it clearly, we can understand it.
Logged. Surface lag?
No wind, no ripple.
Still late.
It didn't complete the sweep.
It chose a hold.
Same stop length, same hold length.
There's a structure between the gaps. It knows where we're looking.
Correlation is not intent. Stay with the protocol.
That's measurable.
So is denial.
No threat profile. Stay focused.
Ready to the system. Heather.
There. Again!
I didn't feed that angle. Double the sweep cycle. Tighten the logs.
Stable feels dishonest.
More angles means less ambiguity.
Exactly.
It reacts differently when we stop reducing it.
That's us.
From where?
Log only what the system can confirm. Environmental uncertainty. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Official isn't the same as true.
Nothing visible was failing. That made it harder to resist.
It's like it's watching after we've already looked away.
If the frame holds, the truth holds.
This isn't passive terrain.
Then define it better.
No threat profile. Stay focused.
I am focused.
Why is it prioritizing us?
Maybe because something else is.
It was not the angle of a machine. It is the angle of a presence. We're not the only observers here.
That's not a scientific sentence.
Neither is fear. It still tells the truth.
They called it observation. Valorous treated it like contact.
Expand visual coverage. No blind space.
Arai synced.
Feels like it's looking before we are.
Keep it stable. Keep it readable.
Why is it tagging us first?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Control often begins as attention.
Maintain visual lock.
Maintain visual lock. Execute Calster as 50.
More eyes means fewer unknowns. That should not move. Why did it choose me?
Keep it stable. Keep it readable.
The more they watched, the less far away the world seemed.
Recalibrate. Confirm. Repeat.
Same drift.
Then it's upstream. Game.
It keeps returning to us. The clock is breathing.
Variance is not failure.
That's not camera error. That's viewpoint error.
Recalibrate.
Confirm. Repeat.
It's choosing where we look weakest.
Or most visible.
Nothing was broken. The system just stopped being the only one that could see.
It answers after.
It knew where I was going.
By then, even sleep had stopped being private.
It's not empty between signals anymore.
Like that one.
It isn't tracking movement. It is tracking intention.
Yeah.
We need full watch coverage.
If we formalize the rights, we stabilize the mission.
We're not studying it anymore. We're cornering it with vision.
The feed isn't neutral. We continue with discipline.
By night, the cameras no longer felt like tools. They felt like witnesses.
You saw the river too?
I didn't tell anyone that. Close the visual gaps.
We built a window and it turned into a mirror. The system only shows us our side of the contact. You knew I'd look.
Not observed. Answered.
They didn't become afraid because they saw something. They became afraid.
It's holding on us again.
The feeds no longer asked what the world was. They asked who the crew were under pressure.
Archive and Live aren't disagreeing on detail. They're disagreeing on point of view.
It's still mapping.
Then why does it feel blind?
It should be flagging the terrain.
It keeps flagging us.
Why is every camera coming back to me?
The inventory of view remained. The authority of view did not.
It keeps preserving the reaction.
We're in every frame now.
The planet didn't destroy the system. It turned it around.
There has to be an insertion point.
No breach.
Then something got inside without crossing.
No fault return. No signal corruption.
All green. All green. That's worse.
Everything still worked. That was the terror.
No cut line. No override. No entry.
No, something isn't participating in our version of reality.
Something's interfering.
No.
Show me the source.
There isn't one on the screen.
Sweep every corridor.
No concealed structures. No fault cascade. No hidden process.
So nothing is broken.
Nothing we know how to fix.
The camp was haunted by normality.
We have two missions now. The one we report, and the one we're living.
Something's interfering. We thought the first clear image meant we had the field. I didn't cue any of those.
Without an enemy, Control had nowhere to go.
We didn't lose control. We never owned the act of seeing.
We thought the camera made us right.
It only made us confident.
A world becomes terrifying the moment it stops being an object.
There are fears tactics cannot reduce.
Observation stopped being power the moment it was no longer one way.
We were never alone in the frame.
Valoris never needed violence. It only needed to remain a subject.
This one won't be cleaned up.
Enough.
By then, even the word stable had become a lie.
What looked like control from the ground looked temporary from above.
No.
It didn't take the system away. It took away the illusion behind it. Silence was finally more honest than procedure.
Observation stopped being power the moment it was no longer one way.
It isn't random. It's consistent in exactly the wrong way.
When they stopped demanding meaning, the world stopped slipping away.
There. It starts when we ask it to hold still. Every spike happens after we frame, tag, or isolate.
It responds to the gaze that tries to pin it down.
No tags. No pull. And there it is. So it's not presence. It's pressure.
It isn't rejecting us. It's rejecting the frame.
Walk through, and the world remains whole.
Correlation doesn't rewrite the mission.
All I says with.
The cleaner the map gets, the less honest it feels.
More passes aren't resolving it. They're feeding it.
It isn't defending territory. It's refusing reduction.
No smoothing. Show me the world as it pushed back.
We can still bring back rights. We don't have to leave empty.
We're forcing meaning onto something alive.
One of you is asking for certainty. The other is asking me to stop lying.
The official version isn't cleaner. It's just less honest.
I don't think the camera is ours anymore.
What they built to understand the world had become a machine for misreading it.
His hand still knew the old mission. The rest of him no longer did.
The truth did not need force. Only room. Room
He stepped out of the system before he stepped out of the mission. No frame, no claim, just this.
Without the frame, the fear changed shape.
You were never threatening, just present.
It wasn't hunting us.
We built the mission on a lie.
He sees it now.
Some people wait for a command long after the truth has already arrived.
This one doesn't get to keep looking for us.
Once the gaze loosened, the camp started looking temporary again.
He came back with less certainty and more truth. We can still leave with something official.
Official doesn't make it right.
Then you already know what comes next.
No more prettier version.
It wasn't the signal. It was the assumption behind the signal.
The system still offered permission to proceed. The truth no longer did.
We didn't come here to learn it. We came here to flatten it.
By then, no one needed more evidence. Only courage.
If we don't define it, what do we bring back?
We bring back the fact that it was never ours to frame.
The wall still worked. It just no longer meant what they built it to mean.
Enough screens.
Seen clearly, the world no longer felt hostile, only alive.
We turned wonder into procedure, then called it reason.
It wasn't hunting them. It was refusing to become an object.
Priority directive from ICA. They want final claim confirmation now.
That's the order. Finish it.
Sign it. Lock the field. We still have a mission to bring home.
Before you answer them, read what actually happened here.
If we formalize this, we turn contact into violation.
Watch grid coming down.
We're not claiming this world.
Then everything we did
ends here.
Observation core offline.
To leave wasn't failure. It was the first truthful thing they had done.
Mission terminated. Cause: world refused formalized observation.
Stand down the field. Prepare for departure.
They left with less proof than they wanted, and more truth than they expected. To leave wasn't failure. It was the first truthful thing they had done. Valoris did not answer their departure. It did not need to.
We didn't find an empty world.
Some choices do not conquer anything. They simply stop the wrong thing from continuing.
We found one that didn't need us.
Some planets don't fight to stay free.
Some planets don't fight to stay free. They simply never become yours.